Hello everyone and welcome to a very special Fallout 76 weapon spotlight. In today's video, we're taking a look at a Stalker's weapon. It's an effect that I've detested since the very beginning of the game, but I haven't tried it out in a long time. So now that Steel Dawn has brought many improvements to VATS and I got an interesting Stalker's role at the Purveyor, I think it's time to take it for a test drive. I've got a Stalker's compound bow with additional VATS effects, and that at least should be the perfect weapon for Stalkers, so we'll take it out for a spin and see if my long-held opinion on the effect can be changed. Remember, if you like videos like this and want to see more, go ahead and hit the like button, drop a comment, and most importantly, subscribe so you don't miss any of the Fallout 76 content I upload every week on the channel. As always, we'll start by spending a few minutes looking at the weapon and the build, and then we'll go kill some things and see how well it works. I've included timestamps, so those of you who would prefer to just jump into the action can skip ahead. Otherwise, let's start with the weapon itself. So, to begin, let's take a look at the Stalker's effect itself. If not in combat, plus 100% VATS accuracy at plus 50% AP cost. So, what that should mean is if we are not in combat, meaning if we are in hidden status, as far as I know, we should have a guaranteed VATS hit on basically our first shot. After that, we're going to be in combat. And to get that 100%, we have to pay an extra 50% AP cost, which isn't really anything crazy. In the past, I swear, maybe I'm nuts, but in the past, I swear that this was supposed to be at 50% AP cost, meaning half of our AP. Maybe I've just never understood that properly. It wouldn't be the first time in my life for that to be the case, but we'll see how it works. Second effect is VATS critical shots do plus 50% damage. That's going to be useful on a weapon like this where we're going to be going for VATS criticals. And our VATS critical meter fills 15% faster. Also very effective. That's going to help us generate more criticals. We've also got glow sights. That's going to give us the best range and accuracy of the attachments. And we've got explosive arrows to do a little extra damage. And that'll give us a little area of effect damage too, so that might help wear down some enemies as we go. There are numerous attachments available for the bows. You've got a plasma attachment rather, a fire attachment, a cryo attachment. Out of all of them, I would say the explosive one does seem to do the best, so that's what we're going to roll with today. Other than that, there really aren't any other attachments to put on it, so let's move on and take a look at mutations. And you can see this is my stealth commando character that we're running on, so we've got adrenal reaction for more damage at low health, and we will be running this at low health. And the reason for that isn't so much about getting the extra damage as it is about boosting our special stats with unyielding armor. Extra perception means better VATS accuracy. Extra luck means more chances at criticals. Extra agility means we're sneakier and we have more AP to use the weapon in VATS. Makes all the sense in the world to go low health here. Bird bones and marsupial help us jump high and land softly. Eagle eyes improves our perception and critical damage. Egghead gives us more intelligence for more XP. Healing factor makes it so I don't have to take stim packs in between fights. Scaly skin for a little more durability, speed demon to move faster, and two completely useless ones for this character, chameleon and talons. Talons, it's just there. I need to get rid of it, but at some point I will. I haven't yet. Same thing with chameleon. It doesn't do anything. It's the most pointless mutation in the game. It only works if you're standing still in combat and you're unarmored. So what exactly is the point of that? But anyway, I digress. Let's take a look at legendary perks. We start off with Ammo Factory, which I said last week I'm going to put on all of my characters if I haven't already, just because I truly believe that most people playing the game are going to be using Ammo Factory. So it makes sense to me that when I test weapons, it should be there. You're going to use it. I'm going to use it. It's convenient. It's by far the most desirable of the legendary perks and the most useful of the legendary perks. So I think pretty much everybody's going to have that in their build. So if I want to showcase a weapon, I should assume that I am down one legendary perk for Ammo Factory. Next up, we've got Legendary Intelligence and Legendary Charisma. So here again, what's the point of Legendary Special Perks? It's so we can take more perks in those special categories. So Intelligence gives me more XP, but more importantly, this is one that eventually I will max out, and I'll be able to take all the points of Demo Expert and Gunslinger at the same time, with some other stuff in there too. So that's an important one for me, but I'm not quite there yet, so you'll only see 3 points of Demolition Expert today. But then we've got Legendary Charisma, same idea. I want to be able to take Tenderizer and Lone Wanderer or whatever combination of perks I see fit, so it makes sense to me to take that and eventually max it out. After that, we're going to move to Follow Through. This one's going to be useful today. Ranged sneak damage increases damage to target by 40% for 10 seconds. So basically, after we attack, our target is going to take 40% more damage if we landed a sneak attack, which we almost always will. For really squishy enemies or things that we kill in 1 or 2 shots, that's not going to matter so much. But for things like a Behemoth or a Scorchbeast, that's going to be really valuable with a slow-firing weapon like a bow. And we're going to round all of that out with extra Endurance and Luck. Endurance, I'll eventually have maxed out, but that's probably last on the list. Right now, it lets me take Revenant, which is useful during group events, where if I go down, people can revive me and I get more damage. Not going to be so useful today, so kind of irrelevant for this video. But Legendary Luck being maxed out, that one is relevant. That lets me take more VATS critical related perks, and that's really the point with a weapon like this. We want to get as many VATS critical shots as possible. Not only are they guaranteed hits, but they do significantly more damage. Let's take a look at our special and regular perks before we get rolling. And we can see here we've got 2 in Strength, 15 in Perception, 3 in Endurance, 5 Charisma, 12 Intelligence, 15 Agility, and 15 Luck. So this character is normally my Stealth Commando. Obviously, we're not going Stealth Commando today, so we're going to swap out all of those Commando perks with all the Archer perks, including Tank Killer for Bow Before Me, then all 3 of the Archer perk cards fully maxed out. And because this is a single-shot weapon, Concentrated Fire is a lot more effective, so we're going to take 3 points in Concentrated Fire. Other than that, 2 points in Bandolier to reduce ammo weight. Endurance, we've got Radicool for more strength while our health is low, because we gate that health with radiation. So it's a no-brainer, right? Might as well get more strength with lots of radiation. Revenant, talked about it during the legendary perks. I get more damage after I get revived. Irrelevant for today's video, but useful under normal circumstances. Under Charisma, we've got 2 points in Lone Wanderer. That's going to help protect us from some damage, give us a little more AP refresh while we're running solo. Tenderizer, honestly probably not going to do a whole lot today. Basically, our target will take more damage after we attack. It might help a little bit with some of the bigger, tankier enemies, but honestly, I don't think we're going to be hitting anything enough times to really recognize it. Under Intelligence, we've got Nerd Rage for more damage, damage resistance, and AP refresh at low health. Gunsmith maxed out to make sure our weapon doesn't break on us. Scrapper for more steel when we scrap things. And 3 points in Demolition Expert. Eventually, we'll get that Demo Expert up to 5. Under Agility, Sneak is maxed out. We've got all the sneak-related perks with Covert Operative and Mr. Sandman to help us do more damage with sneak attacks, especially when we roll over into nighttime. 1 point in Action Boy for some AP refresh. And of course, 5 points in Adrenaline to help us get more damage as we fight through mobs. Under Luck, we've got Bloody Mess for more damage. Yes, there are diminishing returns on it, but diminishing returns are not the same thing as 0 returns. It's still more damage, and it works for me. We've got a bunch of different VATS critical related perks, Serendipity to help us avoid damage at low health, and of course, Starch Genes and Class Freak so we can keep our mutations and not suffer any noticeable negative effects from them. All right, enough chit-chat. Let's go to the Whitespring and kill some ghouls. Okay, moving on in. I'm going to skip the tin cans this time because it's just slowing me down if I die. All right, 1 down, 2 down. Now, this weapon, while it is very, very effective, And while all bows can be, they're not great for close quarters. Mostly because they're slow firing, so we'll see what happens if we get mobbed by anything. Won't shock me if I die once in here. Who's left? Okay, everybody's still sleeping. And you will notice I did take Gun Fu off for this build. Normally I have it on, but lately, you know, I shouldn't say normally. I've been trying to have it on for a little extra damage, and, you know, now that VATS is a little quicker, but I really don't like it with the bow. It's too slow. The bow moves too slowly. It tends to kind of throw me in weird directions. And especially in places like this, that's not great. Well, we have our first miss of the day. All right, that's my fault. But as you can see, just like before Steel Dawn, the bow works just fine in VATS. And we'll continue our trek here. Okay. So far, so good. So yeah, the key is, if you don't know already from some of my other videos, the key to using the bow in VATS is drawing the bow completely first. Now, with Steel Dawn, that changes in the sense that you don't have to draw it completely first. But it still works better if you do. You want to draw it completely so that you can enter VATS and release immediately, rather than getting cut off from your target or having wild accuracy swings. To me, it just makes more sense to go ahead and keep that arrow drawn and ready to fire. Get a good line of sight, and there we go. And you can see so far, everything's been a headshot, and everything's gone down in one shot. That's what we want from a weapon like this. Now, these are really squishy enemies, so we'll see if that holds true as we go. So far, the Stalker's effect isn't doing anything for us at all, which isn't a surprise. We're in close quarters here, so the likelihood that we would be considered out of combat is pretty slim. But that doesn't seem to be a problem. If we've got a good line of sight, we can, we've got a pretty good VATS hit chance no matter what. We took down that Wendigo in 2 shots. I'll take that every time. And here you can see, so you can see how kind of awkward that is when I'm already in VATS and I have to load the arrow. Well, now what if the target moves? And it's just confusing. So once again, draw all the way, walk around with your arrow pulled, and ideally when you hit VATS, you release almost right away, and you will rarely, if ever, miss. Now I'm in danger. That is not good. We need to get back out of danger. And the best way to get out of danger is by murdering the things that are hunting me. And that worked so far. So far, no deaths. Keep our fingers crossed for more success like that. And this room looks clear. Who else do we have in here? Anybody else hanging out in the back of the place? We definitely had a few ghouls come running after us, so maybe we're already clear. That looks clear there. Looks clear back here. I hear one mumbling around somewhere. Oh yeah, loot the Wendigo, get those screws. Seeing as no one ever does Earl Williams anymore, we don't have the screw factory down there to capitalize on. I guess that's not that hard to do, but oh, we've got a surprise ghoul. Okay. Thank you for your caps, surprise ghoul. Let's see if anything's outside. And yep, looks like we got 1 or 2 up here. There's another one. And that one told me it did the damage, but it didn't seem to count. So that problem is not entirely fixed with VATS. The hit's just not registering properly, but it's much better than it was. Heading into the deep. We'll walk the catwalk here, wait for some liberators, and 1-shot kills. I'll take that every time. That works. Goodbye, you little communist robot. And here you can really see the range of the weapon. So this might be a good opportunity to try out Stalkers and see how it works. So yeah, you can see the range of this thing is amazing. Let's back out, get back into hidden status, and see if we can get a guaranteed hit on that guy on the on our missile sniper up on top of the building. All right, we're back at hidden. Bow is drawn completely. We've got him targeted in VATS. Let's get that as bad as possible. Okay, that's probably about as, yep, that's about as good as it's going to get. No critical and no hit. So there we were in hidden status. Nothing. With 95%, of course we hit him. So there we have it. So far, we'll test it again once or twice, I'm sure, but yeah, from what I can see, the Stalker's effect doesn't actually even work, which honestly I'm not complaining about. It's fine. It's pretty much unnecessary in its entirety, but it does not appear to even work. But so far, despite its main effect apparently not doing anything, the weapon itself works just fine. And it looks like we've cleared out the front. Do we have any yet? We got another Liberator here. All right, we got your legs targeted. That wasn't good. We want to target the head, but apparently he died anyway. Okay, so front of the building's cleared out from a long distance. Let's head to the back. All right, we'll get our targeting back on the head where it belongs. Guaranteed shot works for me. And we should have a power armor commander. We've got a critical. There we go. One shot down with the critical. Thought if there's anybody in here so far who's going to take more than one, it'll be him, but apparently not, at least not with a critical. Let's round the corner, head back inside. And we're back in hidden. Will we get another chance to see if we can trigger stalkers? No. Everybody's at 95%. There's not going to be any way to tell. So yeah, you can see here with this weapon, with its range, with perception as high as I've got it, what's the point of stalkers? It's just not a very useful effect. It doesn't, in fact, it doesn't appear to work. But so far, the weapon itself is doing fine. So I guess really what we're testing is the other effects in the weapon itself, which they're pretty good. No complaints there. All right, we see if we can get an angle on any of these guys from down here. There's usually 3 or 4 on the top floor, including a commander in power armor. There he is. All right, so far so good. Okay, blocked by the railing. And you're dead. And you're dead. And the deep is cleared. All the commies are dead. Let's go kill a behemoth. All right, so here I want to try to take advantage of follow through. So we want to land a sneak attack, which should trigger follow through. So we did pretty damn good there. All right, and it looks like it triggered another 40% damage. That one was a little lower for some reason, but that's okay. And that one was lower yet. Maybe it's only showing us what it took to kill him. I don't know. Either way, he is officially dead. Make sure we loot the behemoth and move on to a Fissure site. All right, so far the weapon's performing very well. One-shot kill on a Scorched. Behemoth went down in just a few shots. Follow-through really paid off there. And so I have no complaints. Other than the fact that Stalkers doesn't seem to do anything. We're in caution. So yeah, I mean, Stalkers doesn't do anything, but we also don't need it to do anything. We are hitting so often in VATS that what is the point of that effect? Even at that long range, we are hitting. It's crazy to me. So yeah, there's just really no point in Stalkers. Now, maybe it'll come in handy with the Scorchbeast if we can get it to trigger, because he doesn't even seem to know we're there. But we've got a few more Scorched. There was a miss. We hit him with the area of effect. And he's down. Okay, there we go. So you can see the critical shots do a lot more damage, but even without them, we're doing pretty well. And you can see my shooting here at the Scorchbeast is the reason why I don't really love this weapon outside of VATS. Oh good, somebody else is shooting at him, messing up my sneak criticals. It's a Blood Eagle. Well, you're dead. Any of your buddies around? Doesn't look like it. Okay. No more. If there's anybody else around, we want to kill them, but I don't see any. Just a random Blood Eagle out of nowhere, and you can see there again that big damage increase from follow-through. So what have we got? 3 shots so far, and he's almost dead. And looks like we're going to need 1 more. And that should take care of business. There we go. Nothing too terribly challenging so far. Stalker's effect has had no effect whatsoever, but the weapon itself is performing very well. Let's head down to Huntersville and wrap this up. Okay, spin around and take on some floaters. Oh, didn't die in 1 shot. That's a surprise. Now you died in 1 shot. Oh, get away, get away. Oh no, I'm poisoned. I'm poisoned. And there we go. This is the big dilemma to a VATS weapon is, yeah, sometimes you hit the wrong damn button and you can't stim your way out of the poison damage. Oh well, let's get back in there and finish the job. Alright, so of course we died and revived, so we've got to bloody ourselves back up a little bit. A little glowing blood, a little glowing meat steak. Should just need a little bit more radiation to get under 20%. There it is. Okay, and we'll keep a nice safe distance from the last of these floaters. And looks like 2 shots ought to do the job. I'm okay with that. And they're all dead. Now, I had to make a weird cut there and skip over that 1 mutant and the hound because I don't know what's happening there. My editor is choking on 4K footage lately. It's just doing weird things with it, so we just had to skip it. I may not continue producing in 4K. We'll see if the problems persist, but for now, let's finish the job we came here to do. And so far, easy enough. VATS critical shots, but Stalkers really, again, not doing anything for us. See if there's an opportunity to try it again before we go if we get out of combat, but I don't really think there's gonna be. I'm pretty confident at this point that the Stalker's effect just doesn't work. I hear you. Where are you? Alright, let's go in the house first. We'll head in the house, and remember, you can pick up your arrows off of your dead enemies. Okay, we don't need to go in the house. We can shoot right through the window there. And do we go in the house? Do we go in here? Yeah, let's go in here. There should be 1 more left in the hardware store. There you go. And you died nice and easy. I like super mutants when they die nice and easy. That is the best kind of super mutant there is. Alright, 2 more upstairs. Do a little jump and shoot action here. And just shows off how effective these weapons can be in VATS no matter what. Even without the Stalker's effect doing anything. So, yeah. So far, Stalker's effect has had no impact whatsoever. I think there's only been maybe 1 or 2 opportunities for it to even do anything. So here, 95% shot. Yeah, we're gonna hit at 95%. There's no way we won't. So, Stalkers doesn't even matter. 62%, yeah, same thing. So, we've cleared out Huntersville. We had a few opportunities to see if Stalkers worked at all, but, you know, it just really didn't. I didn't see it do anything. I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, because my impression of Stalkers before was that it was actually worse than nothing. So, if it's now simply nothing, that is an improvement. So, while I don't love the Stalker's effect, and my mind has not changed on that, it's still definitely a dud of a legendary effect to get. It's definitely not that bad. More importantly, the compound bow, which had no primary legendary effect because Stalkers didn't do anything, but with some extra VATS critical damage and VATS critical meter filling faster, this was a very effective weapon. Still wouldn't say you're going to take it to kill a queen on your own, but it was pretty effective. It did a lot of damage, and it worked very, very well in VATS. So the weapon did what we wanted it to do. The effects that it had worked very well together, with the exception of its primary effect, which honestly I can live with. Certainly would be better if it had a good primary effect, But we were killing everything in 1 or 2 shots with the exception of Scorchbeasts and Behemoths. And, well, duh, we're not going to kill those in 1 or 2 shots. If they take 4 or 5, I'm not going to be too upset about that. So all in all, I'm a big fan of the compound bow. I'm a big fan of bows in VATS. I'm a big fan of VATS critical builds with bows. But Stalkers still sucks because it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. So if the effect isn't going to work, and it's not going to be useful for anybody, even if it did, as you saw today, there were 1 or 2 situations where that effect would have even been a factor. Why is that effect in the loot pool at all? Get rid of it, put something else in there, cut out some of the trash so that we can get some better rolls on things. But yeah, so all in all, love the weapon, could definitely lose the Stalker's effect. With all that said, we've reached the end of the video today, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, if you liked this, if you found it useful or anything in between, be sure to hit the like button, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I upload lots of Fallout 76 content every week on the channel, and that way you won't miss it. Till next time, I'm Fisty McRib.